The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
When you look at being black in America, number one, people unfortunately are more likely to be of low socioeconomic status, which makes it harder to social distance. Number two, we know that blacks are more likely to have diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, and I and many black Americans are at higher risk for COVID. It's why we need everyone to do their part to slow the spread.
All right, people. This is the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. First, I want to start off by wishing everyone a happy Easter. It's raining outside. It's very bad, as you can hear through the speakers that it's thundering and lightning outside. I'm going to try to get through this hour before things shut down. For those of you on my live feed, you're welcome to join me and leave comments or questions. This coronavirus is killing us African Americans, people. It's killing us. And I've always said that there was an agenda with the Trump administration. Now, they have the racist separatists have taken over this administration. They've been took over it. And I've always felt that they already knew the statistics before the statistic even came out. They already knew that we as African Americans and brown and black people in this country have a higher chance of dying from the coronavirus than any other race in this country. They knew this. I just don't feel as if the government didn't already have the numbers. And it brings into light what they said earlier, about 2-3 weeks ago, about reopening up the by Easter. I just can't believe that you still got people talking about opening up this country when they seeing these numbers. Basically, they don't care about your life. And I want to give a message to my elders out there who are, in the church, and you want to go to your church of worship on a day like this. But this is unusual times. You can pray in your home. You can gather with the family members in your home and pray and give praise to God. You don't have to congregate. Because there's one thing that you can bet on. God is not going to stop you from catching a cold. God is not going to stop you from catching the flu. People like Christians get the flu and get the colds all the time. God is not going to stop you from catching COVID-19. That's something you got to realize, people. And they had a video on a woman who was asked by a news reporter. This woman just came from her church meeting that had kids there. And they asked this woman, aren't you being irresponsible? And she replied, she's covered in the blood of Jesus. If I was that reporter, I would have asked this woman, haven't you ever had a cold before? Or the flu? Or gotten sick? We got to use common sense, people. This is a deadly virus that's killing people. I want to continue on with this interview that they did, and I want to give you the numbers.
Illinois, African Americans make up 15% of the population. They are 42% of the state's coronavirus deaths. In Louisiana, African Americans make up about a third of the population. 7 in 10 of the deaths in Louisiana, African Americans. In Michigan, it's about 14% of the statewide population. More than 40% of the deaths in Michigan from COVID-19 in the African American community. It's a combination of things, I'm sure. Some it's the urban density, some is the disparity in the healthcare systems.
Now let's get to this, people. In Illinois, blacks make up 15% of the population in the whole state. Okay. 42% of the deaths of coronavirus are black people. Louisiana, blacks make up 33% of the population. The deaths from COVID-19 is 70%. In Michigan, blacks make up 14% of the population. And the deaths is 41%. This is staggering. These are some horrible numbers. And that leads me back to what I said last week on my last week's show about this misinformation. You know, you got people out here claiming that they woke and they conscious about things that's going on, but they really ain't got a clue. They pulling stuff out their ass. You know, you got to be careful with this stuff, people. I'm gonna get into the show later on about the different pieces of misinformation that's floated around the internet that a lot of minorities have picked up. I feel like this is important so you can avoid this stuff. So when you see it and people are speaking on it, you can correct them or you can move on. If they don't want to be corrected, just move on. You know, let them and whoever listening to this garbage, let them have that. You going about your business because you know the truth. You know the truth. There was a doctor. She was talking about the economics of why we black minorities are so vulnerable to COVID-19. Now, what she explained was that because of our economic statuses in America, we're subject to diabetes, hypertension, a poor healthcare system for us, and things of that nature. So if we are already suffer from ailments and diseases in our own communities, this coronavirus can literally take you away from here. It doesn't matter if you're healthy, young, that doesn't matter. Your social status puts you in a high risk category. I'm gonna let her explain it. Because she could do a better job explaining it to me.
What this virus has done is taken away the mask, the veneer, pulled the sheets off of this myth of equal opportunity in this society. So what is happening is that black folks are getting infected more because they're exposed more. And once infected, they're dying more because their bodies, our bodies, have borne the burden of chronic disinvestment, active neglect in our communities. So when I look at it, it is because of structural racism, which puts us in the more forward-facing jobs so that we're more exposed and less valued, don't even have the protection that we need.
This is some dangerous stuff. I ran across this information in The Guardian. It says data from U.S. shows African Americans hit hardest by COVID-19. Louisiana reports 70% of coronavirus deaths are black. Alabama says African Americans dying at a disproportionate rate. Coronavirus live U.S. updates. Now, these are real stats, people. Real stats. They going under the radar because of all this misinformation about 5G. You even got stuff out there saying that garlic, if you boil garlic and drink the juice of garlic, you can kill the coronavirus. You even got some clown out here on the internet saying if you put a blow dryer to your face, it'll burn the virus out because the heat will get into your nostrils. This is crazy talk. This is crazy talk. The coronavirus is disproportionately infecting and killing African Americans across much of the South, a region where Black Americans are more likely to live in poverty and suffer from chronic disease. This is getting serious. This is getting serious. On Wednesday, Georgia's Department of Public Health began releasing racial breakdown and confirmed coronavirus cases. 20% of the 9,901 confirmed coronavirus cases are Black, compared to 15% who are white. But the vast majority of cases, 64%, are of unknown races. See, this right here is why I say that the administration knew that this virus was affecting more Blacks than any other race, because what they did was they gave you real live stats of how many Black Americans were affected by it, of how many white Americans were affected by it, and then to cover up how crazy the stats were, they listed a lot of people on here as race unknown. Are you joking? Vast majority of cases, 64%, are of unknown. That sounds like a cover-up. Mississippi's Department of Health has yet to release any information on racial breakdowns of coronavirus impact. But in an emailed statement, a spokesperson said, at this time, the African American community seems to be hit the hardest. They've been had these numbers. They've been had these numbers, people. But what they wanted to do, they wanted to reopen the economy while they fight this. Because they knew that a lot of majority of white people are going to be basically sheltered or kept, from the brunt of this. But they know that we Blacks are integrated into this community, into this society now. We're not just segregated no more. So the doctors told them, if you reopen this economy, even though you know that Black people are going to be affected more by this, it's going to hit the white population too. Understand this, people. Read between the lines. It's simple. The vast majority of cases, 64%, are of unknown origin, unknown race. Ain't no unknown race in this country. You can put other on your application all you want to. If you got a white mom and a Black dad, you Black. That's what they're gonna call you. This is amazing. Alabama's population is about 27% Black and 69% white, according to the latest data. South Carolina is reporting 36% of COVID-19 cases are African American and 56% are white. Those numbers appear to be based on about 1,000 cases, less than half of the state's current coronavirus tally. These people are cuffing information. They've been had these numbers. That's why you got the Aryan Nation and these white supremacy groups going around talking about they're going to use COVID-19 to attack minorities. They already done said it, what they plan on doing. I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna let you listen to some more of this.
And this chronic, the residential segregation that turns into employment segregation, educational segregation, environmental hazard segregation. All of those insults on our bodies have given us more of these so-called pre-existing conditions. So once we're infected, we have more severe outcomes from the disease.
Again, that's Dr. Jones. She's explaining that our economic plight in this country has placed us at a higher risk for COVID-19. She just explained it to you, people. This is serious. They burying bodies in mass graves now in New York. I know some of y'all done seen the pictures. I didn't want to show them pictures on my show. It's devastating. They burying people in mass graves in New York right now. I'm going to go into my first commercial break, and when I get back, we're going to talk about this misinformation, people. We got to talk about this.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Today, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said the Chicago Department of Public Health statistics show, quote, 72% of Chicago's deaths have been among black Chicagoans, though black Chicagoans make up just 30% of the city's population.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, people, and we're back with the Daily Read, and I'm your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, I want to go over the first segment. And I think it's important that, you know, I really get this message out to my elders in the community. You know, church is important. It's always been important. You know, your place of worship to your God is always important. It's a great source of help for your kids. It's a great source if something happens in your community to the point where, you know, you misplaced because of a fire or a hurricane, you can always seek shelter in the church. Church has a lot of good things that they do in their own personal communities. The problem is you do not have to have church to worship. You do not have to congregate. You do not have to be so arrogant to think that you have to go to a church and spread this coronavirus around just to please God and worship God. You don't have to do it, people. About 2 weeks ago, I had an elder tell me that they're going to a revival with 100 people there. They don't care about no coronavirus or none of that. And it hurt my heart, and I tried to be respectful. I tried to be respectful as I could, because you know that's how I was raised. But they have to get it understood that you're not protected from colds, you're not protected from flus, you're not protected from venereal diseases, you're not protected from nothing. God gives you free will. He gives you free will to do good or bad. I've always been taught that morality is what pleases God. Morality. Evil or good. And then you will be judged at the end. So all this going around talking about you protected by the love of Jesus and the blood of Jesus, and you're going to cause even more death and confusion in your community. Stop it. Somebody got to sit you down and talk to you about it and tell you, man, stop it. I want y'all to listen to the mayor of Chicago, Ms. Lightfoot.
Has been a lot of misinformation out there. Do you have any sense of what kind of misinformation there has been in the black community?
Well, I think there's been a misinformation that black people can't actually get the virus. And the truth is, in Chicago, the first reported death was an African-American woman who then gave it to her sister, who then also died.
Now, this is the story that's going on all around the country. The first person that died in New York from the COVID-19 was a Catholic priest. He's a man of God. They did interviews with some of the people in his community that said he was like a father to hundreds of people. There was another church elder down in Louisiana who said he was going to this convention and he didn't care about no disease or virus. And he caught coronavirus down there in Louisiana, and on his way back home to Virginia, he got deathly ill with the coronavirus sickness, was hospitalized, and eventually faded away and died. This was a man that was outspoken against stopping going to church because of coronavirus. We got to get this understood, people. This is serious. This is serious. And then the misinformation out there is so easily available to people that all the good information is pushed down. You really got to dig deep to find the good information, because people don't want to hear the good information. They feel like the good information is deep state. You know. See, I noticed that about our society here in America. Whites, they call certain things deep state. Minorities call certain things the Illuminati. A secret society. And all of it is craziness because nobody's finding out the truth about what's going on. I'm finna take you through several instances of fake news that's been pushed out there, because we living in a time of falseness. You already got these apps that can catfish people, make people think like they more shapely than what they are. You got these liars getting on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook saying all kinds of foolishness about the virus and how it connects to the deep state or secret societies and all of this foolishness. And at the end of it, when you actually look at the data and look at the truth about this stuff, it's fake what they talking about. You got the president of the United States getting on national TV and saying that the coronavirus is a Chinese virus. The people who are it first came from Wuhan, China. That's true. But they come to find out by checking and comparing the virus to the virus that's floating around in Europe, that most of the people who are dying in New York, which has the most deaths in America, that virus up there sprung from Europe. You know, this is something like, we living in a crazy time in American history. And you still got people out here who are concerned about their wallet or their pocketbook when you got body bags piling up. And I warned you about this. I warned you about this 2 months ago. That's why my show is picking up, people. I got about 5,000 to 10,000 listeners now on all the social media platforms together combined. From podcasting to YouTube to Facebook. And it's a reason for that, because they finally find somebody that's going to tell you the truth. I'm not finna sit here and spin no tales of conspiracy theories. Check this out.
If knowledge is power, then ignorance can make you weak right now and can make you more susceptible to probably heading towards bad decisions based on bad information. We've seen that among our own leaders.
That was Ari Melber, people. I like dude because he comes at you straight. he basically telling you all of this false information is going to lead you to make bad decisions. Your bad decisions might cost you your life and your family members' life, people in your family. He's given a list of some of the bad information that has been put out in America.
It's a little like the regular flu. It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
No, I'm not concerned at all. No, I'm not.
Finding out that this virus is now transmitting before people see signs. Those individuals could have been infecting people before they ever felt bad. Well, we didn't know that until the last 24 hours.
I feel like the more I learn about this, the less there is to worry about.
Unless you have an immune system that's compromised and you are older and you have other underlying health issues, you are not going to die 99% from this virus.
Wrong.
Now, these are all the lies that our president alone has told over the last 3 weeks about this virus, and Fox News. Okay, now that is on the conservative side. Those lies being spilled out on national TV are on the conservative side. Now, when it comes to the minorities, we got a whole different set of lies. It's lies still, but we got a whole different set of lies that's being spilled out in the African American and the mostly minority communities around this country. Everything from putting a blow dryer to your face to kill the virus because the virus dies in a certain temperature, eating garlic water, drinking garlic water, 5G causes the coronavirus. You got all kinds of crap going on out here when all you got to do is understand that this virus is real. Sit your ass at home. Huddle up with your kids and wait this thing out. This economy is going to be the death of a lot of people. And the problem with that is this economy is dead. People ain't getting that. And for all my truck drivers out there, I understand that the economy is like your bread and butter. That's what you thrive off of to keep you rolling and keep you moving. But you can't. A person's life is more important than the few ends that you make out there. And if we got to shut this country down for a month and have nothing but police, doctors, nurses, firemen, and EMS workers out there on the streets, we need to do it. Because the economy is already dead, people. It's already gone. We're in a depression right now. The only reason why this depression, and I want y'all to pay attention to this because this is very important. The only reason this depression that we're in right now is not the same as the depression of the 1929 is because that depression had people sleeping out on the streets with their families. This time they doing things different. The government went to all of these homeowners and told them, look, back up off these people for rent. We're going to cover this. That's basically what the government did. That's why you don't see how bad it is. Because you don't see people all out in the streets sleeping in tents and sleeping tents and sleeping bags with their families cooking over open flames. The reason why you don't see that today is because the government has stepped in. The government didn't step in right away back in 1929. That's why you can see old photographs of hundreds of people who used to have homes and apartments and houses sleeping on the side of the road. But don't get it twisted because you don't see that. We are in a depression right now. The economy is dead. The only way we can come back to normalcy in this country is to shut this whole entire country down for at least a month or two. Sit at home, nobody in the streets. If you need food, call a certain phone number. The military or the police will bring some food to your house, some groceries, whatever you need. We'll bring it to your house. Sit down somewhere. That's the only way we're going to stop this virus. Because as long as you got people out there who got their chest stuck out, who are refusing to say, you know what, I ain't sitting in my house, this virus is going to keep spreading and killing people. And now the president is talking about reopening up the government. They haven't even got this virus under control yet. And he's already talking about reopening up the government. I'm going to go back to some of these misinformation that's out here.
Many Americans are eyeing all of these competing claims, assessing misinformation that ranges from politicians to also friends to a spike of online rumors. We're seeing viral conspiracy theories and pitches promising coronavirus cures, which are worthless. And all of this brings us to our special report right now, confronting things that you or your friends might be hearing about this virus. And we're going to report out the medical science so you stay informed and safe, because this is important. Consider this tonight, if you will, a kind of informational inoculation to prevent the spread of wrong and dangerous misinformation. Take a YouTube video that netted hundreds of thousands of views before it was taken down because it was false information, falsely suggesting that simple hot air could kill this virus.
Now, let me set this up for you people. This is what I'm talking about. I just played for you a clip of the lies that our American president has been putting out there, mainly for his voters, for his people, the people that support him. Now we're finna get into the other conspiracy theories and things that's going on out here that's pertaining to the minority side, because we already know he's a liar. You know, I got a stack of over 10,000 lies the man has told since he's been in office, that they fact checked, sitting over there on my other table over there. I can call them out. They got the dates and everything. It's an entire list of lies and half truths he done told standing at that podium. But there's a other side to this that's dangerous for minorities in our communities. The other side of it is we have a lot of misinformation too, that we don't even recognize and understand. The first one I'm gonna talk to you about is these lies about, you know, a blow dryer to your face. This is one of the more crazy ones.
Coronavirus is easily killed in less than 15 minutes at just 56 degrees Celsius or 133 degrees Fahrenheit. The common, widely available handheld blow dryer used for drying hair contains a heating element and a fan that instantly deliver forced hot air temperatures that will kill coronavirus even faster.
That false.
Now this is crazy, people. That's one of the more crazy ones. Who is finna sit? I've had long hair before, and I've sat up on the blow dryer, and that thing gets hot. Who is gonna sit there with a blow dryer to their face? Who is gonna do this? And I guarantee you, it's gonna be some people out here who does this. I guarantee it. Let's get into the one about the garlic. Oh, this is a doozy. This is a good one.
Line about garlic as a homeopathic remedy with various health benefits, potentially helping reduce the risk of heart disease, for example, or boosting your immune system. And that's fine as far as it goes. But around the world, there have now been these viral rumors that you could use garlic as a kind of virus vaccine. A false Facebook post earlier this year claiming that chopped garlic with boiling water could cure coronavirus overnight. Of course, this is false.
Now, that's one of the more crazy ones that I ran across. You see, I'm trying to get this cloud of delusional way of thinking out of your mind. It's a lot of clout chasers out here. It's a lot of pastors out here that are losing money, especially these big mega churches. I mean, they had one pastor on there. He was going crazy talking about he's cleansing America of the coronavirus. I'm sorry, people. That's not going to help. You got pastors out here going to jail because they're trying their best to reopen their churches up. Police are telling them, man, you can't do this. You finna kill some people. It's getting bad. It's getting bad, people. Now we finna get into the one I exposed last week. It was a young fake nurse on YouTube, and me and a couple of other YouTubers got on her ass about these lies that she was telling. She wound up taking the video down. And as I told you, there are two major types of radiation. Okay? There are non-ionizing and ionizing radiation. The light in your bedroom, the light that I'm sitting up under right now, is a form of radiation, radiated light. It is non-ionizing. It means it's not going to damage or hurt your body. I'm finna get into that one.
Faceless coronavirus conspiracy theories about how we got here. An online rumor speculating on whether some 5G phone technology would spread the virus. Misinformation speculating on this is actually some kind of bioweapon. And it's not just random talk. This has taken hold online. The most watched video linking 5G to coronavirus has been viewed over 1 million times. A similar YouTube video we found was shared to over 100,000.
Hold right there. This fake video of 5G connected to the coronavirus was shared over 1 million times. 1 million times, people. That means whoever had that video got money. Whoever had that video posted got money off of that video. Because that video got so many clicks, if they had advertising on their video, they got paid to basically spreading false information. Let's continue on.
1,000 people accounts, I should say, shared it over 100,000 times on Facebook. And there are celebrities with larger followings that contributed to that spread. One sharing the video to 2 million followers, touting innuendo from a doctor on disciplinary probation.
Oh, I'm going to stop right there. Carrie Hilson, famous singer, she even got in on it about 5G. And I was watching a Vlad TV interview with Lord Jamal. And I have a lot of respect for Lord Jamal. I've been following his career, because I was a youngster, listening to hip hop with the tape deck and my headphones and things of that nature, boom boxes. I go back to that. And I had a lot of respect and love for Lord Jamal. But when he was protecting, when he was on TV trying to call himself taking up for Kerry, it kind of made me mad, because I felt like out of all the people, he should have been the one to fact check this stuff. Instead of helping spread misinformation. He should have been the one fact checking this stuff. I'm going to get into this last clip right here, because this last clip is important. This is Dr. Fauci. He's America's point man on this virus, and he's being interviewed by two hosts of a show that basically, they go around interviewing people who are in the loop on a lot of things in America. And they're having a laugh about these conspiracy theories. This is some funny stuff, people. Watch this.
Now, I know you deal with professional documents, real research, real numbers, and science. Have you come across this hoax about this flu, the coronavirus is actually caused by 5G antennas?
No, I haven't, thank goodness. As you guys know better than anybody, social media can really be advantageous for the spread of important information, but it certainly could be damaging for the spread of a lot of garbage.
That right there was Dr. Fauci. And he was basically laughing this stuff off. Because it's funny, but it's not funny. You got people out here who are serious about this, spreading this false information. Now I'm gonna get into this last commercial break, and when I come back, I'm gonna try to turn it to the lighter side.
The business motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
You keep saying propping up zombie companies. Are you arguing to let airlines, for example, fail?
Yes. The business motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, we're back with the Daily Read, and I wanna just briefly do a recap for those of you who just stepped in on my live, or those of you who are just tuning in about the first part of the show. Now, the first part of the show, I talked about how at least 70% of the deaths by the coronavirus is African American, and I think a lot of us African American are some kind of way. We feel like this is not affecting us. This is the same thing that happened during the election. People didn't get out and vote for Hillary Clinton in the black community, which I think if more minorities would have got out and voted for her, we wouldn't have this clown show in the White House right now. And I think a lot of that complacency is going on now with the coronavirus, where, you know, we thinking that that's a white person's problem. It's not. This stuff is killing minorities, people, left and right. And now they're talking about reopening up the government as fast as they can. They got the numbers. And I also want to go over what I said to my elders out here. Church is important. A lot of us was raised in the church or around the church. Church is important, but you got to use common sense. If you already know, if you're a church elder or a pastor, that God doesn't protect you from the common cold, God doesn't protect you from the flu, then you should already know that you're not going to be protected from coronavirus. It should be a no-brainer, people. It shouldn't be an issue. They had a woman literally look this reporter in the face when he caught them coming out of a church session that had at least 10, 20 kids there with the church people. And he asked this woman, do you have any kind of regrets about even, going in there and knowing it's a deadly pandemic? The woman basically said, no, because I'm protected by the blood of God. It was amazing. For all we know, she could have had it, took it in there and gave it to some kids. And they done took it and gave it to some other people. This is serious. This is serious, people. I'm going to turn to the lighter side. This is, I'm going to turn to some funny stuff, because you got to lighten the mood up a little bit. Rudy Giuliani is back, people. The Penguin, I call him the Penguin to Donald Trump's Joker. The Penguin is back. He looked like he was disheveled, like he slept in the alley somewhere, had his pants unzipped, and half his hair was shaved. The man looked like a straight clown. Okay, I got to show you this video, people. It's truly amazing. I'm gonna let them set this up. I'm gonna let David Pacman set it up, because this is funny.
Coronavirus. Rudy is not a doctor. Trump is not a doctor. Actual doctors are saying it's worth trying in controlled trials along with dozens of other things, but the early results seem very 50-50 about chloroquine. Of course, if Trump is saying it, then everybody around Trump is saying it. So Rudy Giuliani now recommending medications on TV. So we're going to play that. But the other crazy thing about this video is that Rudy Giuliani looks like he's had half of a haircut in this video.
Hold up. Hold up, people. Hold up. I like David Pakman. He is too funny, people. David Pakman is one of the funniest guys I've seen. I mean, but David Pakman got a good show. He talks a good. He has a good show, people. Y'all need to check him out. Rudy Giuliani done popped back up. They done took him out the closet. They hung him up in the closet because they didn't have no more use for him after the whole impeachment and Ukraine scandal. So they put him in the closet, done hid him. Now they done took the penguin out the closet. So him and his partner in crime, the Joker Donald Trump, can push a drug that's a malaria drug. There is no cure for the coronavirus. This is a malaria drug. Now, mind you, drugs like this malaria drug has a company that makes it. Now, I would like to know who are the investors in this company. Because I guarantee you, somebody close to Rudy, somebody close to Donald Trump, or them two personally, could have money tied in to this medical company that produces this drug. See, you got to understand the underplay for the overlay. That's what we used to call the, it's they playing games out here, people. They playing games out here. Now I want y'all to look at Rudy Giuliani. They done pulled this guy out the closet, and I want y'all to check him out. He is too funny.
I think we should let doctors decide whether we should use hydrochloroquine, not the national bureaucracy. This disease can kill you.
Hold up, people. Oh my God. Listen, man. Listen, people. Did y'all just see this man's face? Rudy Giuliani, like he done snorted a line of cocaine. He shaved half his hair. The other half is poking out. They said, let me read how he came to the studio when he did the interview. Disheveled Giuliani shows up to interview with pants unzipped. Oh man, this is a clown show. There has been some word that Donald Trump personal attorney and former attorney Rudy Giuliani has been failing. A reporter from the New York magazine, Olivia Nugent, I messed up her name. Forgive me if I did. Giuliani knows how to make an entrance. He was late. Then he approached with lights flashing. In spite of the grand entrance, Giuliani, now 75 years old, did appear disheveled, a sweater with a dark blue suit over it. A newsie said that the fly of his pants was... See, she said the fly of his pants was an American flag lapel and it was open. This is crazy. These are the people we got running the country. I want to show you some more Rudy Giuliani. Look at some more of this. Look at some more of this clown.
And if hydrochloroquine has side effects, none of which are death, by the way, then those side effects I may want to endure because of the risk of death. And it may be different if I'm 25 or if I'm 75. Those choices should be given to doctors, not to the bureaucrats in Washington who want to go through 3 blind tests. When we finish the 3 blind tests, most of America could be gone.
I can't take no more of this shit. I can't. I'm sorry, people. For those of my podcast listeners, out here who can't see the video, I suggest go to YouTube. Okay? Go to YouTube, people. And I know some of my truck drivers out there who enjoy listening to my show. Whenever you park your truck somewhere, you finna shut down for the night, and you finna log out your Qualcomm, go in your back, close your curtain up, eat you something, and watch my video on YouTube, man. I want y'all to see this clown show that we got in the White House, Rudy Giuliani, and it's truly something else. The man comes in with half of his hair literally shaved and the other side unshaved. I've never seen nothing like this on national TV. He looked like he done snorted a line of cocaine, and then the reports say he had his zipper undone, you know, with a sweater on under a suit. It's almost summertime. Hell, this is crazy. I want y'all to go and see this. I want to get into something else I found out. Now, this is a CEO. This is a CEO of a major company. This is a multi-millionaire. I like this guy. And I gotta set Rudy Giuliani to the side because Rudy Giuliani is too funny and he keeps the laughs coming. Even though this is a serious time, man, he keeps the laughs coming. But I want y'all to listen to this CEO who's talking about how the economy is over with. We need to understand this. And all of these companies we trying to keep propped up, we need to let them fail. Listen to this. He stunned this guy.
You keep saying propping up zombie companies. Are you arguing to let airlines, for example, fail?
Yes.
Hey, listen. If y'all see, like I said again to my guys out there, my road warriors, my truck drivers out there, go to my YouTube channel and look at this video. The expression on this newscaster's face when this multimillionaire, he asked this multimillionaire a question. He said, "Are you saying that we should let all of these companies fail?" He said, "Yeah." The stunned look on this man's face is priceless. I want to keep going on with this because this is some good stuff, people. He's telling the truth. You see, let me set this up for you. Let me set this up for you so you can get an understanding of why I feel this way. These people have made millions and billions of dollars off of this economy since the Great Depression. This is the economy that they put in place after the Great Depression. Okay, they done made their money in this economy and have barred everybody else out. A few people slip in, mostly through entertainment. Football players make millions. Singers, rappers, golf people, golf pros, tennis stars, all of that's entertainment. So there are a few people in this country who slip in the cracks through entertainment to make millions. But the whole system of this country was the New Deal that was set up after the Great Depression. They've already made their money. They are, even if we have a complete meltdown, those people are still going to live rich. They might not make 40 million a year, but they still have millions. They might not have 30 million in the bank, but they still are going to have 2 million. So they have already made their bones off of this failed economy. It's done. Now, when we have to restructure this economy, it's going to give an opportunity for more people to get in and make their bones for the next 70 or 80 years. Y'all got to understand the thinking behind this. This CEO, he looks like an Arab, but he's an American. He's an American. He basically told this news person, he's a CEO, he's a billionaire, he's a millionaire. He don't care about that because he knows in his mind that even if I lose millions, I'm still going to be completely filthy rich. This man owns several homes that he owns. This man owns several cars. This man has money even in a depression or a recession. He knows this. So basically what he's telling this guy, let it fail. Let it go. He's still going to be rich. He might not be worth 50 million, but he's still going to be worth 10 or 5. He's still good. He basically telling you, man, let this stuff go. Let somebody else get a chance to get this money. This is what they holding on to. I'm going to continue on because I want y'all to hear this man speaking the truth.
Why? I mean, how does that make sense in the broader scheme of the economy?
Because it's not, because when you look at what it means, this is why I'm saying, like, this is a lie that's been purported by Wall Street. When a company fails, it does not fire their employees. It goes through a packaged bankruptcy.
Now, let me explain that to you people. I just spoke on this. Let me go deeper. Basically what he's saying is the people who own all of these multi-billion-dollar corporations, let it fail. Restructure. When it comes back, because when those people fail, all they're going to do is go into bankruptcy. That's all they're going to do. Bankruptcy is going to keep them from losing all of their money. Let it fail. Once it fails, restructure, and then all of those poor people that was working for that man, now they have a chance to get rich like that man. They have a chance to climb that ladder just like that man. Let it fail. Let it go. Stop trying to use taxpayers' money to prop up these failed businesses. I'm gonna take it a step further. Listen to what he says about this.
Right? If anything, what happens is the people who have the pensions inside those companies, the employees of these companies, end up owning more of the company.
Why does anybody deserve, using your word, to get wiped out from a crisis created like this? How does anybody deserve to get wiped out?
Well, but just be clear, like, who are we talking about? We're talking about a hedge fund that serves a bunch of billionaire family offices? Who cares? Let them get wiped out. Who cares? They don't get to summer in the Hamptons? Who cares?
I love this guy. I love this guy. Basically, he's saying, who cares if their company get wiped out? These people still got homes in the Hamptons. These people still live in Beverly Hills. They still good. But when the companies get wiped out, guess what? The playing field is open now. The people who work for this man, now they got a chance to climb the ladder. They got a chance to get out here and own a part of this and a part of that. It ain't all going in his pockets no more. Because once he goes into bankruptcy, the people that work for him get a chance to buy out parts of his company. Now they got a chance to get rich. Now they have a chance to have money in their pockets. This is real talk. I love this guy. This guy right here, and he's a millionaire. He don't care about that. Because he might even have a business that might fail. But he's not caring about that because he knows he's still rich. He good. Let me go. I'm going to take it a step further. Listen to what he said.
I mean, there are people. You don't think the employees?
Hold on, Scott.
You don't think the employees of these companies own stocks? I mean, own their stocks, own the company's stocks?
You can look on Bloomberg and you can see what percentage of these companies are typically owned by. These things are owned by BlackRock. These things are owned by these huge, amorphous organizations. Ultimately, downstream, and the employee owns a few $100s or a few thousand dollars of shares.
Basically, he's telling you what I've been telling you. This is a millionaire telling you. Same thing I've been telling you. He's a millionaire now. He's saying that most of the people who are working for these companies are looking at it wrong. They're looking at it wrong, people. You're saying we shouldn't let these companies fail because people are going to be out of work. What he's telling you is they might be out of work temporarily, but once these companies fail, all of these people that's out of work temporarily, they got a chance to buy out some of this company. They got a chance to get rich, just like that owner of that company is getting rich or have gotten rich. Let them fail. Continue on.
On Main Street today, people are getting wiped out. And right now, rich CEOs are not, boards that had horrible governance are not, hedge funds are not, people are. 6 million people just this week alone basically saying, holy mackerel, I don't know how I'm going to make my own expenses for the next few weeks, days, months. So it's happening today to individual Americans. And what we've done is disproportionately prop up and protect, poor performing CEOs, companies, and boards. And you have to wash these people out.
Thank you. Thank you. My point made. Let it go. The economy is done. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on today's program of Running Against the Clock. And have a happy Easter. And this is the Daily Read. I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.